There's a lot of different voices and a lot of noise in the nutrition industry as a whole, especially with social media.
I think social media can be a great place to be exposed to a helpful community and maybe get some helpful information to ponder and think about. It can maybe generate some questions that then you can take back to your healthcare team and ask them about.
It is so important to use critical thinking when looking at nutrition information to make sure that you're getting things from really credible sources.
So I would look at, if you're listening to something on social media, who is the person? What is their background? Like, what is their credentials? Are they someone that says, I'm an expert because I'm a registered dietitian, because I'm a diabetes educator, because I've done specific training and taken a board exam, and I've really studied this stuff? Or is it someone who's saying, well, I have diabetes and I'm an expert because I have diabetes?
I think some red flags to look out for are the classic one. This sounds too good to be true. Like, I did this one thing and my blood sugar numbers are perfect. If we really think about it, we're just getting a snapshot of what they're showing us, and we have no idea if it's credible.
And anytime that we start demonizing or, saying always, never, that's when we can tell that we're starting to tread into territory that might not be looking at that big picture.
So you have to really be willing to take everything with a grain of salt. But if something intrigues you, dig in a little bit deeper instead of just taking it at face value and automatically implementing it in your life because it's someone that you enjoy watching. Look into research yourself and say, where did this information initially get founded? Was it from scientific journals and studies? Was it just someone decided they were gonna eat a food for 30 days and share what results they got?
I think a lot of people want nutrition to have this secret, like this one thing to eat or this one thing not to eat, and everything will be easier. But in fact, when we look at nutrition from a really sustainable way, it's going to look at that advice that is just about having those really small steps toward more sustainable habits. The easiest way to increase the chance that you're getting good information is by getting it from a credible source.
It's unfortunate that there is so much food stigma around certain foods when it comes to diabetes management, and everyone feels like they're an expert in it. Like, oh, you can't have this. You can't have this. This is what you need to do to be healthy. We're all different.
And I think having a really good fundamental understanding of what different foods will do to your body before anything else will be hugely important, because then you can start to filter some of the noise. On the dietitian front, is a lot of insurance plans do tend to cover some form of nutrition counseling for people with diabetes specifically. But if it's somebody who doesn't have a dietitian accessible and you're like, hey, I want to go through and become my own science experiment, you have to treat it similar to that, where if there's a certain food that's been a challenge, is the carb counting on point? Is everything how it's supposed to be? Great. Here's how I did today. Did I go too high? Did I go too low? What happened? Take that and then refine it.
Carefully track how it impacts your blood sugar with the medication you take. Maybe write this number down and track it for an hour, 2 hours, however long, and take in that information and take it in and think about it. And maybe you'll change how you take medication next time. Maybe you'll change the portion size a little bit.
Sometimes I'll screenshot my blood sugars if I don't feel like writing everything down, but at least I'll know this food did this. Here's what I did. I'll usually note the dose if I'm not sure, given that I'm on insulin myself. It really just becomes, again, a little tiny bit extra effort, but it tends to pay off in a big way when you can say, hey, I'm gonna go have a piece of ice cream cake and not stress about my blood sugar because I've done the work ahead of time.